Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So I have a very exciting video for you all this evening, and I would advise you to take really good notes and pay close attention and watch this as many times as you need to because this can potentially be very valuable. So what I'm going to discuss, I actually was lucky enough this week to have my biggest option win ever. And I didn't expect it to happen in this time frame in this 2022 market. But I'll explain to you how you can really get this down to a science and how sometimes it works perfectly. And some of you that follow me closely, you've probably seen in my community post where I outlined this. Well, I closed out of it Monday. Was it Monday? No, Tuesday I closed out of it. I actually closed out of two of them, but this one was by far the biggest one. This was a 640% gain in a call option. And I'm going to cover everything because I've been following this particular stock for over a year. And I'm going to explain how easy this can be when things line up. I mean, I've had a lot of losses this year. So, this definitely hasn't been the norm this year, but this one offset a lot of my losses. So, this was really nice. And when you make trades like I'm about to show you, you're going to be left asking yourself this very question: is it Monday yet? Because you're going to be so into trading, you're going to ask yourself, you're going to tell yourself, I can't wait for the market to open. And by the way, just a quick spot check here when you're looking at candles and trading options, remember the green candle would be a good call option, which you see here and here, good call option. And then the red candle, this would be more territory for a put option. So just a quick spot check on your candles there. You got to know your candles first of all before executing any major trades. So the company in question is a company called Danaher Corporation, which most of you have probably never heard of. It's a very obscure company. And I actually didn't know anything about this company until about a year ago. And this is part of the strategy. You have to find companies that are outliers that aren't talked about all the time, that there aren't necessarily a lot of buzz around, but companies that do well, that perform solidly, that are a part of the major indexes like the S&P 500, and that consistently beat earnings. So this company has been on my radar because I first learned about them because they were the subject of what would have been a $70,000 call option gain last year that I just missed out on because I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes that's the cost of not paying attention. So remember that when you watch this video because I'm going to go into TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim and I'm going to break down exactly how that trade set up and how doable it was. But what I figured out, because my tendency has been when I'm trading options, and I just realized I'm not even sharing my screen, I think. Let's see. This is only my second day back after like a month of not posting live. So let me do this here. Uh, share screen. Okay. Chrome tab. Okay, here we go. Now you'll see what I'm talking about. So come on. Yeah, the company called Danaher Corporation, ticker symbol DHR. And here's the thing, most of us, when we trade options, I think psychologically, like when we pick a company, if we have a failed trade, we just forget about it and we're done with it. But sometimes what you need to do, you need to remember that company and you need to go back to it next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, because guess what? That company's probably going to stick around and they're going to have brighter days ahead and they're going to have many potential earnings beats and potential catalysts to the stock. So you can't just give up after your first fail on a trade. But in this case, so that $70,000 example, um, that wasn't just a one-off deal. That setup in this stock potentially happens a couple times a year. And I'm going to show you how this stock behaves, particularly in the summer and in the fall and the fourth quarter. So going back to last year, we need to go more than a year now because this happened more than a year ago. But if you follow my cursor here, I'm on February 1st, 2021. From February to August, this stock had a huge run up. So the stock went from $219 a share to all the way to $324 a share. And February was not the start point. The starting point was around April or May of 2021. So the stock going up from 250 to 305, knowing how call options work, that's a setup for a massive gain because of the delta and the underlying fundamentals of the option, the closer it is to expiration, high delta, low theta, the option can set up brilliantly and make you a massive amount of money in a short period of time. So what I attempted, because I looked at this stock over the last year and I realized that's not the only time that the stock has ever behaved this way. So you'll see a lot of choppiness here, but you can see little short term. And the more short term you are as a trader, like you can get in and out of these in a day. You don't have to hold them for a week. You can get out. And some of them I started doing that because of the way this market's been. So look here. If you look at this chart here right in front of you, you see it's a bearish chart, meaning it's down in the sample time period that we're taking. But you'll notice several smaller run-ups within this bear chart. From March 7th to March 14th, 1 week, there was a $30 run-up. And then the big one I want to focus on here, because this was a year later, from June of this year to August, when the market flipped bullish again briefly, this stock went from 238 to almost 300. So it almost did the exact same thing it did a year before. So that same $70,000 setup may have been more like 50,000 if you had bought 10 contracts, but that same potential for the setup was there. And what I found, because I've studied the last several years of this stock, and I see a lot of similar behavior. You can see a run up here. Well, there was part one of the run up that I just referred to in 2021 here, but you can even go back to 2020. Well, of course, almost every stock behaved like this from March of 2020 all the way to like October. There was massive run ups. So you see one there, but you can even see before the pandemic, December of 18 to March of 19, in 3 months, you had a 30% gain. So you can see that not just this stock, but many stocks, probably close to a majority of the stocks, actually behave this way. But this one has been on my radar for some time because I knew about the missed $70,000 opportunity. And you'll see here, this company consistently beats earnings. Over the last 4 quarters, it's beat earnings. Earnings are actually coming out January 25th. And so this brings us to the current scenario. So my thought process, I was fully intent on replicating this whole thing, this $70,000 trade. I mean, who doesn't want to do that, right? So I kind of saw a similar setup. I saw the midterm election coming up, and I was already kind of bullish, anticipating what the outcome would be. I thought the market would have a run up, which it did briefly, but it kind of fizzled out a day or two after. Um, but it was just enough on this one to turn into about a $6,000 gain. Not quite a $70,000 gain, but the setup kind of started to take hold, but it just didn't keep its traction. So I got out of it because what I've learned trading options this year is once it moves against you, it's better for you to just get out of it. Like last year, you could hold it if you got one that was a few months out from expiration. You could just hold it, and then if it dropped within the first week or so, say you were 3 months out from expiration, if it dropped, it could recover, but not in this market. If it drops, you're going to end up losing the whole thing typically. So that's what I've been doing, is I've been getting out at the moment that it starts to turn against me. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the actual TD Ameritrade website because for whatever reason, I wasn't able to pull this trade up on Thinkorswim, but I'm going to use Thinkorswim after this to backtest. So now I happen to have TD Ameritrade up, and I have my cost basis for the month of November so far. And one thing I think differentiates me from other channels, well, I have a relatively low subscriber count, so that's differentiator number one. But differentiator number two, which I think is more important, is that I actually show real trades. I'm not fluffing or bluffing when I say this. What you're looking at in front of you is a real result this month from November 1st to 15th here. So there's two of them on this screen. I had an AMD call that I got into with a December 16th expiration date. That was a 422% gain, which was really nice, but it wasn't this one. So this one, Danaher, December 16th, 2022, $280 call. So the ceiling that I had on this stock was about 290, but I didn't see it getting to that. So I went ahead and got out of it on Tuesday. Now, Friday, before the market closed, this was actually I was actually up to almost 8,000 in this one, but then it came back down. So you'll see here if you look, and I'm not showing any of this to brag. Trust me, this doesn't happen every day. I'm actually, I think overall I'm in the red for the year, but this actually helped my account get some get some cash back into the account that had been lost. So this one, uh, I put less than $1,000 into it in 10 contracts representing 1,000 shares. Because remember, one contract gives you control over 100 shares. And if I've lost anybody, just watch this over and over again. Because not only does that help you, but watching my videos over and over again also helps me, right? So with that being said, this 977 approximately turned into $7,233.21. I can retire, right? Just kidding. No, you need a lot more than that. At least I do. But so you can see my percent gain for the month, 605.54. And trust me, this is not, months like this have not been like, they're certainly not every month. If they were, I'd be retired and I'd be here talking to you every day about this, which could happen, down the road. Who knows? But with that being said, so you see how this started to set up and how this turned into a nice almost 641% gain. And notice I'm not exaggerating it. In the title here, I said 640%. I didn't round up, I actually rounded down. So, I try to be as accurate as possible. Now let's go to Thinkorswim because I want to show you, I want to back test these trades. Now you can see the rest of my portfolio, which is in the crapper. Well, I just have two stocks in this one. All this is just a little tiny brokerage account. And I have one option that's lost, that's about worthless. So this is what has been happening before now. Like, this is still, as you can see, there's losses and there's gains. And then I'm in a stock called Safe Bulk. It's a transportation stock. And I actually got into this because an option that I was in actually got exercised. So I got into this stock, but it's kind of nice because it pays a nice dividend. And of course, AT&T is crap, but I'm stuck in that and I just hold it for the dividend. Anyway, my intention was not to show that. I want to actually go to analyze here. Before I started the video, I was trying to show the trade in here, but I couldn't pull it up for whatever reason. But anyway, so we're going to go to Think Back, and this is going to be, and I think I've shown this in other videos before, but this is one of my favorite examples. So I like to show this over and over. And anyone can do this. Just go start a free Ameritrade account. You can even paper trade if you want. But I'll say when I started trading, I didn't paper trade very long because once you start making money, you want to make the real money. And I think even if you lose real money, the loss is going to stick in your mind harder than it will with a paper trade. So, okay, let's go to May 4th, one of our favorite days, Star Wars Day, May 4th, 2021. And we're going to analyze this Danaher. We're going to pick the call option with, I want to say, a December expiration date. And this is really cool. It's hard to find this data on other sites, but you're actually looking at historical options data here, which when I discovered this was a breakthrough for me. So we're going to go to probably, and I don't remember the fundamentals of it actually, but I'm going to pick a $300 strike price with an expiration date of December 17th. And let's see here. At this time, the bid was 570, the ask was 760, so we'll just pick it at the ask price. So we're being very generous. I'm not like I'm not going to show the example as 100% great as it could have been because I'm picking at the ask price. I'm not going at the mid. So what we're going to do now, so this is May 4th trading day. The profit and loss day we're going to make August 20th. So as of August 20th, if you just held that until then, you were already at a $24,000 gain. And this may not have been the right one, so because the number I had was 70,000 and something. By September, you were at a $25,000 gain. Let's see where we were by the 30th. Oh, see, you were already starting to drop here. So this may have been, yeah, see, I think I picked a trading date too soon. Let me go to like June, or maybe let me see. Let me just do May 20th. Let's see how that turns out here. May 20th trade date. October 28th profit and loss. Let's see. Let's go back to October 4th, 6,900. I might have to pick it again here. Let's see. December 17th, $300 strike. The ask was $6. Oh, it just made me pick it again. How are we doing on time? Got to get going in a minute here. Okay, trade date May 20th. I'm on May 20th. Okay. So let me go. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to August 20th again. 25,000. Let's go back to August 6th. 16,000. Dang. When was 10,000? Let me see if I can look at my emails here what the actual thing was. Let's see. Give me just a second here. I'm going to find the actual trade. I'm back to last year. Let's see. Let's see. What was it? Oh, that's why. Okay, it was the September 17th, 21. Um, what was the strike price on it? Oh, 260. Danaher 260 September. Okay, so let's X this one out and pick that one. So now you'll see the 70,000 that I was talking about here. Was that defaulting to 10? Well, I'll see it in a second. I'm just thinking out loud here because I'm on Thinkorswim after all, so I got to think out loud, right? Okay. Anybody excited for trading yet? Is it Monday yet? When I saw this shirt, I had to get it for the channel. Okay, let's see. Where was what am I trying to do here? Not December. I'm looking at September. September. There you are. Okay. 260. 260. Oh, the ask price was higher. Okay, so that one, trading day, and then let's see. We'll go to August 20th, profit and loss. So we're at 50,000 here. And then August 27th, the closer we get, see, we started to drop because theta decay starts to kick in 30 days or less from expiration. But because the stock kept rolling, we're at 61,000 on September 3rd here. So around Labor Day, and this is what I remember now, around Labor Day, 58,000. So we were close. We're very close to what I said here. I said 70,000. I think at some point we did hit it, but I'm not going to belabor the point here. I'm going to go over the next one here. I'm going to fast forward a year. So we're going to time travel forward a year, even though this is actually in the past. Now it's like back to the future, sort of. So we're going to go to June of this year because June seemed like the market really bottomed out. And I'm going to pick the same one. I'm going to pick a September expiring call option here at the same strike price at 260. 260. 260. Ooh, that was a high. You know what? We'll go out to 290 just to be cheaper. I'm going to make this one look better in this case. Those of you following me here that understand the details, the first strike price that I showed, I actually could have made that example a lot better if I picked a lower one or if I picked it at the midpoint. For those of you that are very advanced in the options school. Okay, so profit and loss date. And if anybody watching this, if you think I'm like hard to follow or anything, tell me in the comment section. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You'll help me get better. So, I mean, I've gotten, there are people that think I'm easy to follow, but sometimes I'm over other people's heads. So I try to speak in a way that's, easy to understand. Like ideally, I want a beginner person that's never done this to be able to start to do this, because the more people you can get doing this that start to make their own money, it's a good thing for society. I don't mind showing this for free. Well, not really for free. I mean, I want to make ad revenue on it, of course. But anyway, okay. So let's see. We're gonna pick profit and loss date. Same time. We'll go August 4th. Hmm. Something doesn't seem right. Let me pick the other one because you can pick multiple ones. So let me pick the one at the 260. See how that one did. Something's not right here. Oh, because my profit and loss date defaulted. Okay, August 4th. August 4th. Huh. Strange. It was at a loss by that point. August 10th. Let's try August 10th. Okay, so one was at 14,000. One was at 2,950. Let's go back to the stock again. I wanna see the stock here. So not this tab. Oh, I hope I wasn't. You know what? I have a feeling I've been sharing this tab the whole time. Oh well, I'm not gonna reshoot the video. Darn it. I'll have to watch it again and see. And I know I'm live, so let's see what I got here. Ooh, I got what is this? I must have a bot on here. Oh, great. Oh well. Uh, I'm gonna ignore that for now, or maybe just block. There we go. Sorry, this is a bit serious stuff here. This isn't time for clowning around. Um, so let's see here. Oh, I wanted to go back to the. Yeah, I've been sharing the same screen the whole time. My apologies. Now that I've caught that, let me go ahead and switch screens here. So I'm going to stop the screen share. I'm going to go back to TD Ameritrade because I have the same things up. I'm gonna show the gain that I actually wasn't showing, and let's see here. I had to block Mr. or Mrs. whatever 69 here. Ha, you're funny. Okay, let's see. I want to show not slides. Share screen. Let's see. Window. I wish I could just share my whole desktop, entire screen. Let's try that. There we go. Let's just try that. Okay, now I got the tunnel again. Some people think that's cool. Okay, so let's see here. We showed that. This is the actual gain that I talked about here on the Ameritrade website here. 605% for the month. Here's the Danaher gain. And then I'm going to go back to Thinkorswim. Hopefully you're able to see that. And I still have the gain from 2021 up here. 52,000 something. So let me go back to August 5th here. Oh, never mind. Ignore that one. But you can see the one from 2021, the 52,000. And then on this one, I'm going to change the trade date. I'll just make it the same as I did from a year ago. So instead of May 20th, 21, I'll make it May 20th, 22. So, okay, the gain's a little bit better, 17,000. Anyway, you get the idea. You can make massive amounts of money with this. And that's what you need to take away from this. So, with that being said, that's pretty much all I had today. Now I got this thing at the bottom here. How do I get back to my main screen here? Oh, okay. Back to the main screen. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much it. If you enjoyed this, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for tuning in, and take care.